Hello everybody and welcome to Belle's channel and to Belle's Fallout 4 Survival Guide. Today in the Far Harbour DLC we are going to be, I'm not really sure what the quest is called, but basically we're going to meet Pearl outside of Far Harbour. Now she was a robot who was asking for help from a detective as she said there was a murder at her hotel. Well, not her hotel, but a hotel known as the Cliff Edge Hotel. So that is located here. You may notice outside of Far Harbour looks a bit different. That's because you helped the mariner with the quest Hull Breach. I'm actually going to quickly speak to her as well, see whether...
Mariner. The island's restless. No good can come of it. If the stowaways keep pushing, one day I'll be gone on the high tide.
Alright, just so you know, so let's go speak to Pearl.
Detective, shall we head to the hotel so you may begin your work?
Where is it again?
The Cliff's Edge Hotel, just up the coast from town. You really can't miss it. Shall we be off?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's be off then. Looks like it isn't just the police who have been lax lately. The island's building inspector ought to be fired. The hotel staff really needs to do something about the lobby. I should warn you, some of the other hotel guests are a bit, rowdy. I was forced to defend myself when a few became a bit handsy, shall we say. The registered patrons are in a more exclusive area of the hotel, though, and do not associate with this sort of rabble. Shall we be off?
What do you mean the other patrons are rowdy?
I had not been in this part of the hotel for some time. Perhaps there is some sort of sporting event that has them agitated. Several of them tried to grab me and, well, their clothing was certainly not suitable for polite company. Shall we be off?
Yeah, let's go.
Very good. This way.
Okay, so I'm guessing she means schools. It's a nice hotel though.
elevators seem to be out of order on this level. We'll have to take the long way around.
Oh, no shit.
I got your back.
Stop right there.
Take them all. Teaching. We ain't alone. Gotcha. That'll teach him.
Got it.
Into the breach we go. Still got it. What was that? Whoa, watch it there. Here we go.
Stop right there.
And here I was thinking this might be a challenge.
Okay, I'm just trying to find that trapper's note. There it is. And it says, this place is crawling with ghouls. Seems like for everyone I kill, 2 more show up. Doing that big gear thing and the terminal. I know there's one of those vaults here, but I can't find the damn thing. I'm setting up camp here. I'll try to push further in tomorrow. Okay.
What, ain't you had enough yet? A bit of exercise, that. Now you got my attention. Watch out! That all you got? going down! I say it's time for a drink. Here we go! Let's count the ammo and see what's left.
Calm down,
Something's
you
there, I
freak.
know it.
Kill!
Not sure where.
Yeah.
He went down a hoping hill. Well then, what's next?
This elevator leads to the exclusive area of the hotel. You should feel quite privileged that they will be allowing you in. After you, the elevator is right there.
Nice music.
You need to speak to Maxwell. Go ahead and activate the control panel there.
So it's Vault 118. We need to speak to Maxwell. Okay. I'm going to leave my mic on. If there's a loud noise in the background, just deal with it.
Greetings! Welcome to Vault 118. Your home away from home. Underground.
Oh, great.
Are you the detective we sent for?
It's me, Pearl. I've returned with the investigator.
Let me just get the door for you.
Oh, we're glitching out here. Hey. Nice vault.
Well, it's about time the police sent someone out to investigate. We have many important residents and they're very worried.
I'm here now. We'll get to the bottom
Oh,
of this.
shit.
I can't... They're at the crime scene again. Don't they realize that they're going to disturb the evidence? You'd better come with me,
I
Detective.
shall return to my workstation and allow you to take things from here.
Jesus.
What the hell do you think you're doing? This is a crime scene.
Do you not see the glory of the thing? The artistry.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Excuse me?
Ezra, you have outdone yourself. This is your finest work. There is
Keith
more
McKinney.
devotion in his
I've heard that
death
name
than
before.
most have had in their entire
San
lives.
Diego
Our
Avida.
friend is dead, Mr.
Well,
Avita.
now,
Have you
how
no
do you like to
respect?
eat your kibble in
Say that
here?
at least he had the decency to make a spectacle of it. There is nothing worse than a
If I
burnt
may.
death.
That's what
I
this is
could
to
just
you?
have your attention.
You're sick.
I'm sorry for shouting. But the detective has arrived and shall begin the investigation henceforth. Please return to your rooms until the detective has examined the crime scene and had a chance to come speak with you.
So Santiago.
Have a look at the crime
Keith
scene.
McKinney.
for
I
clues.
swear to God, I've heard that
Ready?
name.
We can discuss your findings. You are free to question the residents, but their safety is our priority. So unless you have solid evidence, I would avoid accusations.
So this starts the quest, Brain Dead. There has been a murder in Vault 118. I've agreed to help investigate. I should question suspects and search for clues to uncover the killer. Ooh, snap. Alright. Let's
Hello
speak to
again,
Maxwell.
Detective. Was there anything else?
Residents are
Your
robots.
residents are robots.
Not robots, Detective. Well, not exactly, anyway. I believe the term they use is robo-brain. Back before the war, the residents decided the best way to wait it out was to put their brains inside robotic chassis. Was there anything else?
But the victim.
Tell me about the victim.
Mr. Ezra Parker was the primary owner and financier for the hotel. He had vast experience managing venture projects around the world. It was his idea to have our premier clients become investors in the Vault section of the hotel. He worked with Vault Tech to have this built to their every specification. Was there anything else?
I'm not sure where I should start.
I suppose you should try to figure out how he died, and then who had the means and motive to kill him. Once you have enough evidence, then I suppose you'll need to confront the killer. Was there anything else?
Never mind.
I'll be here should you need me.
Looks like the brain enclosure was smashed. Is this blood?
Where would they get blood from? They're robots. It's like there's like a fuffle. Let's follow the blood.
Yes. A baseball bat? Huh. What's this doing here? Red paint? This isn't blood. It's red paint.
Hello again, Detective. Was there anything else?
I found the murder weapon.
Oh no. That's the bat from Mr. McKinney's movie. You don't think he could be involved, do you?
Movie.
Can't imagine him ever doing such a thing. Was there anything else?
That's not blood around the body. It's red paint.
Mr. Santiago would definitely have red paint, but surely he wouldn't have... Would he? This is just terrible, Detective. Was there anything else?
Never mind.
I'll be here, should you need me.
Well, isn't it a bit conspicuous that there's red paint at the crime scene, which links to the Santiago dude, and there's a baseball bat from that dude's movie? Unless they conspired together, it's a bit of a coincidence, you know? Maybe they just thought they'd get away with it though. Maybe it was out of passion or rage. So he wants us to investigate Keith McKinney and Santiago Avila. So that's where I've seen it. Keith McKinney, Angela, Lucy, Molly Ryder, and Polly Cat Polly. That's where I've seen it from there. Oh, here we are.
Why'd you do it, huh? He deserved better than that.
You think I'm stupid? I saw the way he looked at you. You gonna tell me that's nothing?
It wasn't like that. We were friends. He helped me out of a tight spot or two is all.
I couldn't stand by like some pasty-faced Percy while he put the moves on my best girl.
But now the law is on our tail. What are we going to do?
Come away with me. Let's leave this dark hole of a city behind. We can be in Buenos Aires by tomorrow.
Oh, I want to believe you, I do, but they'll never let us go.
Then we'll make our stand here. I've got a gun for each of us.
No, 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 no. The line is, then we'll make our stand here. Two lovers together with a bullet for each of them.
God, why can't I ever get that line? Forget it. I can't do this right now.
Ugh, fine. I'm going to the beach.
Hello, Detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
It's obviously Santiago. He keeps going back to look at the crime scene.
I found your baseball bat at the crime scene. Care to explain how it got there?
Someone is clearly trying to frame me for the murder. It's probably Santiago. You saw him skulking around the crime scene.
What were you and Gilda talking about when I walked in?
Oh, we were just rehearsing a scene. Nothing to worry about.
Maybe later.
Okay. Just let me know how I can help.
Fence Buster, baseball bat used by award-winning actor Keith McKinney in Swing for the Fence.
Well, this is where that bat came from.
Pretty open, anyone could have grabbed it.
How'd anyone stay sane in a place like this?
Pygmy skulls from the Abadubo tribe from the Congo, presented to Mr. Ezra Park in thanks for saving the tribe from a man-eating tiger while on safari. Okay. Crystalline Can presented to Dame Petra Horath. At her engagement party, she died in a tragic car accident a month before she and Miss Packer were to be wed. Oh. This engraved pocket was awarded to Mr. Parker by Modern Industrialist in 2075, where he was selected for the list of the top 10 up-and-coming venture capital managers. And this, in June of 2072, Mr. Ezra Parker prevented the assassination of Viscount Sergei Abonis by diving between him and the shooter. This silver locket kept in his breast pocket deflected the bucket and saved his life. Jesus. Well, he's either had a very unlucky life, or he was doing something shady. Vault
Nice.
118 Overseer's Key. So this is obviously Ezra's room. Got nothing in here. Let's... The shovel was used to break ground for the Cardoza Medical Research Center in Venezuela. The funding and management of the construction was overseen by Mr. Ezra Parker. Jesus, we lived a pretty big life. What's up here? It's just an upstairs. Not maintained. Hydroponics. Maintenance. So up here is like where they basically have stuff. Okay, so we were just over there, now we're gonna go over here. So it's down here. Security. Residential, so we were just fully in the residential area.
Well. If it is the law, I'm the law. Tell me, are you a devotee of the arts? Does that cruel muse call you to her entrapping bosom?
Art is life. Without it, we are no different than animals.
Perhaps, if all we are is a sentience floating in a suit of flesh, or metal, I suppose, then art is the only true communion with the world. Come with me. Tell me, what does this piece say to you?
It looks kind of like a face. That spot is the eye, the red blotch is its hair, and it's sticking its tongue out.
Indeed. This was the last piece I did in a series of portraits of Gilda. Number 1378. Her emotional landscape is superimposed on the portrait.
So
The reality of the
1,378
subject is
portraits of
distorted as
Gilda.
the ego attempts to project itself this way.
So he's obsessed with Gilda, who's with Keith McKinney all the time. Oh.
Tell me, what does this one say to you?
It's the war. Bombs from every direction. No up or down. The world turned on its head.
I suppose in a way it must be. Art shapes the world, and the world shapes art in return. All art must therefore be constantly reborn through the lens of contextual and historic interpretation. We must ascend. And what about this one? And please be honest, for art without honesty is just politics.
This is bullshit. You're talking out your ass and wasting my time.
Got it in one. Truth be told, this is my best-selling piece. I did this series under a pseudonym, of course. This series has made more money than any of my serious works. And I did the whole thing as a lark. What does that tell you about the value of art to the common man, huh? Ah, my fellow connoisseur of the art.
Right? Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
The person you should be looking at is Juliana Riggs. That Philistine would not know art from her own excrement. She and Ezra had a rather dramatic fight recently. You could hear her banshee screeches all the way across the hotel.
What were Juliana and Ezra arguing about?
I don't know. I was painting at the time and I was trying to block it out. Though I bet Gilda probably heard them. Maybe you should check with her.
I found red paint at the crime scene. Know anything about that?
No, actually. Ezra borrowed my last gun and now I can't find it.
I think you should explain why you keep returning to the crime scene.
It's for inspiration, detective. The others do not like to think about it, but even we shall die someday. Like Prometheus's torch, it kindles within me the fire to create as much art as I can with the time that I have.
It sounds like you've done a lot of paintings of Gilda. Why her?
Our Gilda is a very singular creature, detective. Do you not see the joie de vivre within her? I have never met another who clings to life so tenaciously, who lives so in the moment. I must admit I was quite smitten with her for a time.
You're still in love with Gilda, aren't you?
So what if I am? What business is it of yours? She deserves someone who truly understands her ephemeral beauty, not a brute actor.
Maybe later.
Good. I hope my painting...
Well now, if it isn't the brave detective. I haven't seen someone with a body like that in far, far too long.
What? I can flirt with her. Let's see where this goes.
Oh, you're not so bad yourself.
You should have seen me before all this. Red hair that was the envy of every girl and legs for days, darling. I'm sure you'd rather hear some of my stories from the silver screen rather than talk about that nasty murder business.
I must say, you're quite the actress.
What can I say? It just comes naturally. Surely you must be here for my salacious stories of the silver screen.
All right.
Did you know that I was supposed to star in Love Set Sail? The only reason that bitch Vera got the part is because her uncle was the producer. Did you need something else?
Have you ever done radio? Your voice is quite enchanting.
Well, darling, play your cards right, and maybe I'll whisper some sweet nothings in your ear. Care to hear some of my stories, Detective?
I must say, I've known flesh and blood girls who aren't half the woman you are.
Keep it up, Tiger, and we'll find out if you can handle how much. Surely you must be here.
Why don't we grab a bottle of wine and go watch the sunset?
You're sweet, Detective, but it wouldn't be fair to Keith. Surely you must be here for my salacious stories of the silver screen.
Why don't we grab a bottle of wine and go watch the sunset?
Sounds good, Detective.
Not sure what the point of building this was. Got beaches all over the island.
And what the fuck is the point of going on a date with her?
That was great,
Oh,
Detective.
shit.
But we probably shouldn't make a habit of this. Catch you later, Tiger.
What the fuck? What peg was it? What was it? Wait, what was it? It was a bed one. There. After spending some quality time with your special someone, you feel completely relaxed and ready for anything. Plus 15 XP earned for a limited time. Oh, well, then it's worth it. Right, speak to Gilda again.
Here for more stories about my act.
Sure.
All right.
Did you know they were thinking of making a TV show of the Silver Shroud? Between you and me, Keith's agent had an inside track to get him the role. Did you need something else?
I found Keith's baseball bat at the scene of the murder. Any thoughts on how it got there?
I don't know, Detective. I can't really imagine Keith killing Ezra. Did you need something else?
I've gotten the impression you've had an affair with Santiago.
Look, I love Keith, I do. But sometimes he just can't give me the attention I need. A girl gets lonely, Detective. It only lasted a few dozen years. The man's a bit much, even for me. Did you need something else?
What were you and Keith talking about when I came in?
Oh, that? We were rehearsing. Gotta stay sharp if we're going to rebuild Hollywood. But Keith always gets flustered when he's upset. Did you need something else?
Apparently, Juliana had a big argument with Ezra a few days before he died. Did you happen to overhear any of the conversation?
Oh, yes. I haven't seen a woman go off like that since Teresa Dubois fired her costume designer. But to get back to your question, it was fever pitch, Detective. She had apparently gone to the overseer's office to check on the state of things and found it in horrible disrepair. But, and this is where it gets interesting, it sounded like she found something that really set her off. Couldn't hear what, though. Did you need something else?
Overseer's office. Thoughts on the
Did you have any
case?
thoughts about the murder?
Well, it is a bit strange how obsessed Santiago has been with the murder. I mean, he's always been a bit obsessive, though. He did a whole series of paintings of me, hundreds. Said I was his muse. It was flattering for a while, but the man is a bit much, even for me. Did you need something else?
Tell me about yourself.
My favorite subject. Simply put, darling, I'm the greatest actress in the world. When this international scuffle blows over, I shall return to the silver screen and lead the world to a new golden age of cinema. Did you need something else?
No.
Never mind.
I'll be around.
Hello, Detective. How can I help? Did you?
Never mind.
So, we should probably have a word with Juliana Riggs. So they're across where Santiago was, over on this side. I don't know whether I've got any addictal, I don't think so. I bet she's got some.
Hello, Detective. Did you need something? Looking for a gift to bring back to that special...
Sure. Let's take a look.
Let me know if...
The dapper gent. Request for detective. There it is, request for detective. As our attempts to contact the local law enforcement have gone unanswered, I have taken it upon myself to send one of our staff, Pearl, to find someone equal to the task. There has been a mysterious death at the Cliff's Edge Hotel. We are not equipped to perform a proper inquiry. Our residents believe that there has been foul play and request that you send a detective to investigate. Maxwell, head of staff, Cliff Edge Hotel. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Whiskers. Who's a pretty kitty?
Juliana, Mr. Whiskers died last month. This is Scruffy. Remember?
Oh, of course. Silly me.
Just let me have a look at the neural interface matrix, and I'm sure I can clear that.
No, it's not that. I've just caught another cold. Probably something that got in when they sent Pearl out.
Oh, God. Not this again. Last month you were convinced you had the measles.
You're not a doctor. What would you even know about it? Besides, I think it may be malaria.
First of all, I am a doctor.
Yes, but not a real doctor. Robotics isn't an actual medical degree.
Secondly, I've told you time and again, you can't get sick inside the suit. It's not physically possible.
I know when I'm getting sick, Bert. Now why don't you just wander off and play in your lab? Mr. Scruffy and I are going to rewrite the will, so he will get everything when I die because horrible Bert didn't believe me.
Oh, God, Juliana.
Have fun
Whatever.
here.
I'm going to the lab. Hello again. Did you need something?
So I wonder why she didn't remember. Like, if she seemed so obsessed in her cats, she would know. Why won't she let him have a look inside her brain?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
Oh, well, that's not really my field of expertise, but I'm sure there are probably some clues at the crime scene. Oh, was there something...
I heard that Juliana and Ezra had an argument a few days before he was found dead. Tell me about that.
Well, I was in my lab at the time, so I didn't hear it. But Juliana has always been rather critical of Mr. Parker. I think she found something in the overseer's office. I wasn't listening when she told me about it. I kind of had my head in my research. I don't know, really. I try to let her handle all the money stuff. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm a scientist. You've probably met my wife, Juliana, already. I'm not sure what else to say, really. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Tell me about your research.
Well, I was one of the leads on the team that created the first robo-brains, the precursors to our model. Most people don't find it all that interesting, and I'd rather not bore you. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
I'd like to hear more about your research.
Oh, wonderful. No one else here really wants to talk about it. Functionally, this model is more or less the same as the previous versions I worked on, but without the neural inhibitor and the reconditioning. The voice modulator seems to have some minor issues interfacing with the neural matrix, which can add some moodiness. But that's easily solved with regular tune-ups. Was there something else, Detective?
So the voice module... What?
Robo-brains have a voice modulator? Tell me about that.
That's what allows us to recreate our original voices. They can mimic any normal human voice, actually. I've speculated for some time that the issues we had with our recruited subjects is due to the brain attempting to preserve a sense of self. Maintaining our original voices helps reinforce the neural network, sort of like playing music for an Alzheimer patient. Was there something else, Detective?
Never mind.
Very well, I'll just get back to my...
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
If you ask me, it's one of those actors. Or that horrible painter. Their type is always the cause of violence.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Juliana Riggs, heiress to the Riggs fortune and wife of Bert Riggs. I'm not sure what else you expected, Detective.
I heard you had a big fight with Ezra a few days ago. Care to explain?
Oh, well, it wasn't that big a deal, really. He wanted more money to pay for repairs on the hotel. I wasn't feeling well that day and lashed out a bit at the poor man. I really should have listened to him more.
What's with all the junk in here?
These are our things. We're just waiting till the war blows over so we can bring them back to the mansion.
Never mind.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective.
Okay, so I did get the key from Ezra's room. Please do remember that. Okay, so we're running out of time, so before we do this, I'm going to do part 2, which is where we continue the Brain Dead quest. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll join us for the next episode where we solve this murder.